Hello everyone, I'm Paul and this is problem 3737. Count subarrays with majority element 1. This is a medium problem and the key to solve it is observation, so let's start. Given an integer array nums and an integer target, we have to return the number of subarrays in nums in which target is the majority element, meaning the element that appears strictly more than half of the times in the subarray. Now, in case you know what a subarray is, it's a contiguous selection of elements. For example, we can take a subarray with these 2 elements, or with these 3, or with these 4. But we can't take a subarray with the elements 1 and 3 in this example, because these elements are not contiguous. So, how many selections of contiguous elements do we have here with 2 as the majority element? Well, we can take this subarray, for example, because we have 3 elements in total and 2 occurrences of 2. Given that 2 is greater than 1.5, we are good to go. This is a valid subarray, so we add 1 to the result. We can take a subarray with only these numbers, so the result is 2. We can take this subarray with the 2 occurrences of 2, so the result is now 3. This subarray is also valid, so the result is 4. And finally, we can take a subarray with only this number 2, so the final result is 5. This happens to be the maximum number of subarrays in which the target is the majority element. My first intuition was to look at the constraints. We know that the length of the array can be up to 1000, which means that we can iterate every possible subarray here. We can do this with 2 pointers and a nested for loop. Why? Well, because this requires big O of n squared and complexity, and here n can be up to 1000. This to the power of 2 is a relatively small number, which we can handle. So, let's see how this works. We will have 2 pointers, I and j. They are the left and right bounds of the current subarray. We start from index 0, which means that we are looking at this subarray with only number 1. And we need to count the number of occurrences of target in this subarray. For this, we have a variable target count, which is initially 0. Given that this number is different from the target count stays at 0, the result stays at 0, and now we can move the j pointer. Now the j pointer is here, which means that we are looking at this subarray. And given that this number is the target, we need to add 1 to target count. Now, how many elements do we have here? Well, we can do j minus I plus 1. J is index 1, I is index 0, plus 1, this is equal to 2. We have 2 elements. So, we can check if the target count is strictly greater than the number of elements divided by 2, we can add 1 to the result. Here, if we take the total number of elements divided by 2, this is equal to 1. So we need more than 1 in target count, and we have exactly 1 number 2, so the result stays at 0 and we move the j pointer. Now j is here, which means that we are looking at this subarray, and given that the last number is equal to the target, we add 1 to target count. Now this is 2, which means that we have 2 occurrences of the target. So now we take the total number of elements, 3, divided by 2, and this is equal to 1.5. Given that the target count is strictly larger than 1.5, we can add this subarray to the result, so this is 1. Now j is here, so we are looking at this subarray, and given that this is a 3, this count stays at 2, and given that we have 4 elements and 4 divided by 2 is equal to 2, the result stays at 1. Now we can move the I pointer and reset j back to I. Now I and j pointers are here, which means that we are looking at this subarray, and whenever we move the I pointer, we need to reset target count back to 0. So here we have the target, which means that we add 1 here, and the majority element is the target, so we can add 1 to the result, and this is 2. Now j is here, so we are looking at this subarray, and given that this is the target, we add 1 to the count, this is 2. Here we have 2 elements, and 2 divided by 2 is equal to 1, which is smaller than the target count, so we add 1 to the result, and this is 3. Now j is here, so we are looking at this subarray. This number is different from the target, so the count stays at 2. Here we have 3 elements divided by 2, the result is 1.5. And given that the count is strictly larger than 1.5, we can add this subarray to the result, so this is now 4. Now we move the I pointer and reset shape back to I, which means that the target count is 0 again. We are looking at this subarray and 2 is the target, so we add 1 here. We have 1 element and 1 divided by 2 is 0.5, which is smaller than the target count, so we add this subarray to the result and this is 5. Now J is here, which means that we are looking at this subarray. Given that this number is different from the target, the count is still 1. And we have 2 elements, 2 divided by 2 is equal to 1. Given that the count is exactly equal to 1, we don't add this to the result. Remember that the majority element has to appear more than half of the time in the current subarray. Now we are moving the I pointer, so the count is 0 again, and given that I and j are at the last index, we are looking at this subarray. 3 is different from the target, so this number stays at 0, and we have 1 element, 1 divided by 2 is 0.5, which is larger than 0, so the result stays at 5. Now we can move the j pointer, we are out of bounds, so we move the I pointer, we are also out of bounds, which means that we end the loop here and the final result is 5. As I said before, time complexity for this is big O of n to the power of 2. Remember that we are using a nested for loop with 2 pointers. Space complexity is big O of 1. With this in mind, let's go with the code. First, we can say that n is the length of nums, the result is 0, and for every index in range n, remember that whenever we move the I pointer, we have to reset target count back to 0. And from here, we can say for j in range from I to n, now we are iterating all the subarrays. If nums j is exactly equal to target, then we can add 1 to target count. And if at any point the target count is strictly larger than the total number of elements divided by 2, then the majority element is the target, so we can add 1 to the result. So here we say if target count is larger than right minus left plus 1, j minus I plus 1 divided by 2, then we add 1 to the result. And down here, after the main for loop, we can return result. So let's submit this and see if it works. As you can see, this works and it's very efficient. There's a solution that's more efficient, but I will leave that one for part 2. If you found this useful, please drop a like, subscribe, and see you in the next one. Bye bye.